I told my supervisor to shove it up his ass and I walked away. Hello everyone, this is Amin Sheikh and welcome back to my channel, Student of Life. And today I'm going to be sharing 9 things what rebels want their bosses to understand.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
So without further ado, let's get into it. At the heart of any meaningful change, there's always someone who thought outside the box, beyond boundaries and challenged status quo. Someone who exerted emotional labor to pursue, fought for their idea and convinced others, and then they brought upon change. Rebels are not popular lot among bosses. Let me tell you, I know it too well. So over time, I have seen many bosses and experienced going out of their way and putting in extra work to subdue the rebels. But the great leadership is about providing the right channels to direct that energy, nurturing the mindset of continuous improvement, and supporting people while they execute their experiments and ideas. So the points we are going to be discussing now in the video will also help you as a leader if you are serious about helping and supporting those rebels in your teams. Point number 1. We are not troublemakers.
You're a troublemaker.
Yes, we are outspoken, but we are motivated to make our organization better than it already is. And we want our bosses to understand that. Point number 2. We love our job. We care about work more than most people in the organization.
The most important thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work.
And that is why we are willing to engage in conflict and controversy.
What the fuck you gonna do, Frank? Huh? What you doing? You gonna shoot me in front of everybody? Huh? Come on.
And speaking from a personal experience, having worked with people from different nationalities, backgrounds, cultures, there isn't a big list where I can say that people went out of their way to put the company's interests first. Point number 3. We need a work environment where it is safe to disagree or ask questions that challenges the status quo.
It's a tough call. They're so different.
Now, over the years, I have observed, due to the company's culture, where it wasn't very appreciative of employees being outspoken, smartest and sharpest brains would stay quiet. Ultimately, in the end of the day, it is company's loss because they could have benefited from those ideas greatly if they had provided that safe environment for employees to work in. So as a rule of thumb, the more diverse the mindset and experiences of a team, the more creative it's going to be. So we may not be like our bosses, which is a good thing. So they should embrace our differences and quirks.
Girl, look at that body.
Number 5. Challenge us. Give us the thorniest and difficult problems. Let us prove that our wild ideas can also work.
I can deal with an ambitious man, he can be bought, but a man who wants nothing has no price.
We want to be stressed, not just do work as usual. And if you ask me, I am one of those people. Not only I ask for the difficult problems, I actually go and find them. Point number 6. Tell us as it is. Don't give us lip service. If any one of our ideas are not important to you or is too radical for company's culture, tell us that. Not something glib like, oh, there are no resources or budget. Point number 7. Coach us on how to navigate through company's politics. That way we can avoid making mistakes that could embarrass you or us in future.
Poop! He's pooped his pants!
No, it isn't what it looks like. It isn't. It's chocolate. Chocolate. See?
Point number 8. Rebelliousness is an act of courage and risk taken. If you think of it this way, somebody who is a rebel and always is speaking up, they are gonna be in the limelight. And when someone is in the limelight, if they were to make a mistake, it is something which can be very serious because everybody is gonna be talking about it.
I have 8 different bosses right now.
I beg your pardon?
8 bosses. 8? 8, Bob. So that means that when I make a mistake, I have 8 different people coming by to tell me about it. That's my only real motivation, is not to be hassled. That and the fear of losing my job. But you know, Bob, that'll only make someone work just hard enough not to get fired.
So take that behavior as a positive as opposed to look at it as negative. Finally, we want to hear all the criticism, all the negative things you have to say about us, and we want to work on it and improve. But at the same time, we want to hear what is it that we are doing right, so we can not only give you more of it, and we can actually do it better the next time. And as we all know, appreciation is the greatest sustainable motivator at work. And if you give us more of that, we will go out of our way and we will move mountains for you. Now, it's great to be a rebel, hardworking, always putting your hand up whenever anything is asked of you, but you also need to know when to draw a line and not allow people to take advantage of you. So when I was a teenager, I used to work for this security company who managed government buildings around the city. Now, every building had a permanent team who used to look after whatever was asked of clients. So I was a floater. My job was to provide the help, extra help needed, or if there was shortage of staff, I would be called in. Now, this once I ended up staying on one side longer than I anticipated. I think it was about 4 months I stayed on one side. And our job entailed allowing access to the people coming in and out, scanning them, opening up the building in the morning, closing it in the end, making sure that everybody's gone home and nobody is locked into the building. So in that building, government officials used to carry out interviews, and sometimes interviews will go over the time they're supposed to finish at. So one of us would have to stay behind until that interview was over. And me being me, enthusiastic and always willing to be the team player and always the one to make sacrifice, I always used to put my hand up. It became a norm to them that if there was a need, Amin will stay behind, which was fine by me. But this once I came into work, the very first thing I say to the lads in the meeting that I'm gonna have to leave today on time if there was a need for anybody to stay behind, because I have this family function I want to attend. I didn't get acknowledged, I felt, at that time. So by lunchtime, I reminded my supervisor again that I will not be the one who will be able to stay behind today. So you might need to speak to one of the other guys. And he said, oh yeah, we'll work it out. And the time came, and 5 to 6, there he comes, because there was one interview going on. Happened to be that day, typical, right? That there was an interview going on, and he just came to me with the keys and everything else, and he goes, there you go, Amin. And I said, I told you that I'll have to go. I have this function to attend to, and I have told you that this morning, and I also told you this afternoon. And he did not like me standing up, because up until that point he thought that I was a pushover and he could do whatever he wanted me to do because of my enthusiasm. And he started talking to me in a foul language. He started calling me things and started grinding his teeth at me. So I told him that I don't appreciate the way you're speaking with me. And he just started telling me even worse things. And that was it. And I turned around to him and I threw my ID badge on the table and the walkie-talkie I had. I threw that on the table and told him to shove it up his ass, and I just walked out. I went home and I thought, you know what, enough with that. I don't want to be working with people like that, and that's where I draw the line. But because of my work ethics and because I was a rebel and I always willing to work hard, that was noticed by the senior managers, because I was a floater. So I had worked on different sites and everybody knew my work ethics. So the customer service manager who dealt with the clients and provided the support through us came to my house, apologized, and asked me to come back to work. And he put me on a different site, which was a feel-good factor for somebody who's just in his teens and only starting in the real world, and being appreciated that, okay, yes, somebody was not nice to you, but you stood your ground and it is the right thing to do. So this is it for this video. Thank you so much for your time. Now, since I am a rebel and a leader, I'm also going to be doing a video on what bosses expect from rebels. So be sure to subscribe to my channel so you get notified when I do post that video, along with all the other quality stuff I have to share with you guys every week. And make sure to share this video with your loved ones, because the knowledge shared is knowledge double. Peace.